All right, so here we have an element, right? A component that we can add modules, right? And these are all hard-coded elements of the module. If we look at the inspect, you'll notice that it's complaining, right? And it's complaining, saying that wait a minute, well, it's complaining about the input field. It says that you have a value. Right, the value is linked to some static information that never changes. Right, that the state of that input field is not really tied to anything. You cannot change it. Right, so it's complaining about that. It's complaining that it doesn't have an on change. Right, so we'll fix that in a minute. But it also is complaining that the key is always -1. Right? The first one around, the first time that we click on the plus on the add module, it does not complain because -1 is unique. But when I click it again, it notices that it's the same key. It says, "Oh, it's not unique. What's going on?" Right? So we need to guarantee that this module, the ID, which is being used for the unique identifier, is indeed unique. So right before we added here at the top of the array, let's update that. Let's change that. We'll say this.state.module dot ID. I'm going to make it a unique identifier. I'm going to grab the new date, and I'm going to get time. Okay, that's gonna grab a long number, right? Then how many milliseconds have passed since 1970? Right, and now I'm going to guarantee it to be unique, right? So let's do that. Let's refresh, and now see. Okay, still complaining about the input field, but notice that it's no longer. Oh, it is. What are you complaining? Encounter 2 children with the same key. Really? 246, 234 with the same key? Oh, is it adding 2? Oh, what? Oh, it's taking the original. It's taking the original ones and just adding a whole bunch of them. It's like duplicating, right? It's a. Wait, what are you doing? 1, 2, then 4, then 6. It's adding 2. Why are you doing it twice? Module state. Modules. Why are you adding twice? Get time. All right, I'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's look at the input field. So the input field, I also need to. We need to be able to, as we type, right, manipulate the title, right, instead of being new module, right. As I type, I want to be able to change the state of that module. So let's do that. Right? So what we're going to do is that as I type on the input field, I would like to notify a function that tells me that something changed. Right? We'd like to say that on change, right, we want to call this dot title changed. Okay? And create here a function that handles that. We'll say title changed is equal to this, right? So what do we do here? What do we have when this title changed? So what we can do here is that we can ask here for the event that was generated from clicking, from changing, from every keystroke that we type. What event is being passed in? So we can do event again. Since it's a single element, right? It's a single argument. I don't need the parentheses. Like I could still have the parentheses if they're pretty, and we can do a console log event, right, and see what that gives us. Inspect, and notice that it's not complaining anymore that I don't have an on change. So if I click on add module, no, sorry, what I meant here is to type. Okay, notice that I typed, and as I typed, notice that this is the raw event that I get. See that? This is the raw event that I get. In particular, I have the current target. I have the target, presumably. Oh, there's nothing there. Where is it? Target is null. Current target is that. Okay, here's the function. I can ask what the current target is. Right? Let me look at my cheat sheet. Here's the input field. And the input field. Right. So in there's a dot target. Right? The event that comes in, I can ask for the target, and then the target is going to be the input field itself. Right? It's going to be the input field itself, and the input field it'll be the raw JavaScript object, and I can ask it what is the value of that input field. Right? It's whatever I had typed. Okay. So we can say event dot target dot value. All right. So let's look at that. So here it is. So as I type, notice that it's only ever, right, the value, which is not letting me change it. It's not letting me change it because it says, no, I'm bound to the state. And the state says that I'm new module. I can't change, right? I cannot disagree with what the state says. Yes?
You can just change it to default value.
What do you mean?
Instead of setting it to be value equals that
Yep.
state, you can just set it to default value equals state dot module dot title instead.
All right, so let's do that. All right. So what we're going to do here is that instead of just printing it out to the console, right? We're going to update the state of this title. Is that what you mean? To change the title here?
And the rendering of the field itself, you just need for the
Rendering
for the adjective.
here?
Yeah, instead of value, change it to default value.
Oh, here?
Case, no, like the actual thing, like change value,
Yep.
change that attribute to be default value instead.
Default value here.
And then just do this dot state dot module dot title.
This dot state that module, the title,
Yep.
like that.
The value line.
Without changing the state.
I believe that would just take care of everything.
Okay, let's see. And the state, do I have the current state? Where is it? Console state. Yeah, I was going to change the state. Well, here's just the title, but oftentimes you have multiple elements that you're changing, right? There might be multiple fields, and here we're breaking it up into two methods. The title change. It could be, as opposed to having just one per field, it could be the entire one single function that says update the state, right? And there might be multiple fields that you're updating at the same time, and that would allow you to do it in this title changed. Yep. Excellent. So we are updating it, and then we can just add it now, right? And then it's still taking that state, right? Because I never did change the state. So let's change the state here. I'm going to say this dot set state, and change the module dot title. We're going to change it to the event dot target value. We'll change it. Module. Wait a minute. So module. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, the syntax is wrong. So the module is going to be equal to the title, which has a value of the event target. There we go. Right. Plus, perhaps this is where we could instead just generate the ID, right here and then. Right? As we update this, we could also perhaps update the ID as we go, right? Without even having to create the module here. Right? So we will have a unique identifier. So as we type and we add it, notice that indeed we changed the state, right? And then we take that module and then append it to the array of the module list. Make sense? All right, awesome.